Hi friends, Miss Kay here. So I am working on my insect research. And if you've been in our Zoom classes, you know that we have picked an insect that we want to learn more about. So I chose to learn more about the honeybee. And so when I started my research, I thought about 3 questions that I have about honeybees. 3 things that I really want to learn about them. I want to know, what do honeybees eat? How do they make honey? And what does a honeybee's body look like? So when you choose the insect that you want to learn about, you can come up with your own research questions, your own questions that you have about your insect. So I need to find the answers to these questions. I've already read my Pebble Go and I've listened to the Pebble Go to get a lot of good information about honeybees. But I'm still looking for some answers to my questions. So I have some books that will help me. I have some nonfiction books. This one is titled The Life Cycle of a Honeybee. So remember, a life cycle is how a plant or an animal grows. I also have a book called The Bee Book. The Honey Makers by one of our favorite authors, Gail Gibbons. Honey in a Hive. Brilliant Bees. So we can get information in lots of different places, right? So I started off looking at Pebble Go. So I looked at articles. I could also look at videos about honeybees. I can read books about honeybees. Are there any other ways that I can get information about a topic? Could I ask someone else who's an expert? Sure. Or I can ask a grown-up. I could search on Google. I could even maybe go on a field trip to a place that has more information. So when we're doing research, do we only look in one place? Not always, because if we just read one book about honeybees, have we learned everything that there is to know about bees? No, so we have lots of different resources that we can use to help us find the answers to the questions that we have. So today I am going to try to find the answers to my questions using these 2 books. So I have really specific questions about honeybees. I don't just want to know all about honeybees because I learned all about honeybees in my Pebble Go. Now I really only want to talk about those questions that I have. So remember, we've talked about nonfiction text features. Those are the parts of a nonfiction book that can help us organize what we're reading. It can help us better understand what we're reading. So I'm thinking of one part of a nonfiction book that usually comes at the beginning, and it helps us figure out where I can find certain information. It's the table of contents. So we're going to take a look at the life cycle of a honeybee. And this is a Bobby Kalman book. So Bobby Kalman is the author. And we have a table of contents on the front. So the table of contents. So contents means it's what's inside, right? So the contents of my teacher bag. I have a notebook. I have my computer. I have our Eureka math book. So contents means it's what's inside. So here we have all of our headings, or all the things that tell us what the pages are about, and then what page we can find those things. So here's what I want you thinking about. I have the question, what does a honeybee's body look like? So I'm going to pick a couple of these table of contents. I need your help deciding which one you think is going to tell me a little bit more about the honeybee's body. What is a honeybee? So that might just give me more basic information about a honeybee, but I already learned that on Pebble Go. Busybody. That one had the word body in it, maybe. Where do honeybees live? That's interesting, but that's not what my question is, right? What is a life cycle? I already know what a life cycle is. It's how animals and plants live and grow. The perfect place. No. So of all of those, which one do you think might give me information about the honeybee's body? I think we should try busybody. What do you think? Yeah, let's see. What page is busybody on? Page 6. I'm going to turn to page 6 and see if it will give me more information about a honeybee's body. I see some labels and a diagram. I think that will help me. So let's read this page together. A honeybee's body is made up of 3 sections: a head, a thorax, or a midsection, and an abdomen, or the lower body. So an insect's body is made up of 3 parts: head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen, head, thorax, abdomen, abdomen. So now I know that a bee's body has 3 parts. Each section has many important parts. The different body parts of a honeybee have special jobs. Look at the diagram. Oh, a diagram is another nonfiction text feature. Look at the diagram below to learn how a honeybee's body works. So, a honeybee has a pair of antennae. So the antennae on the honeybee's head are used to smell, feel, and send messages to other honeybees. So they use their antenna to feel things that are in front of them and also to smell. So we use our noses to smell. A honeybee would use its antenna. There's also a tube that helps the honeybee suck nectar or the sweet juices from flowers. A honeybee has 3 pairs of legs. The front pair is used for grooming the head and collecting pollen. So the front pair is to help keep its head clean and also to collect pollen from plants. So we know pollen as the thing that comes around in the springtime and makes some of us really sneezy, right? But we're going to talk about why pollen is really important and why bees carry pollen and why that makes bees really, really helpful. We're going to learn about pollen and how a bee is a pollinator tomorrow. So the middle pair of legs is used to clean pollen off the other legs. Each hind leg or back leg has a special part called a pollen basket. I don't know what a pollen basket is. I'll have to learn about that tomorrow too. And a honeybee has 2 pairs of wings on its thorax. Can you believe that a honeybee has 5 eyes? There are 3 small eyes at the front of its head and 2 large compound eyes on either side of its head. Female honeybees have stingers that they use for protection. They poke the stingers into their enemies and pump in venom or poison. Workers can use their stingers only one time. When a worker flies away, its stinger tears away from its body. Workers die shortly after stinging, but a queen stinger never comes off after stinging. Her stinger is also a tube that the queen can use to lay eggs. So have you ever been stung by a bee before? It hurts, doesn't it? So it's because they sting you with their stinger if they feel scared or if they feel threatened. But the stinger, unless you're allergic to bee stings, only hurts for just a little bit, right? But what happens to the bee after it stings? The bee dies because this type of bee can only sting one time because their stinger falls off. So this page taught me a lot about a bee's body. So I learned that a bee's body has 3 parts: a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. Okay, I learned that it has wings and that it has antennae in the front and that it has a tube that helps it drink nectar out of flowers. That is awesome. So I want you to take a look at any books that you have, or if you don't have any books, you can have a grown-up help you look at some articles, or if you've told me what your research topic is, I've also gathered some things together for you to use, and I want you to see if you can find the answers to the questions that you have about your insect. Okay? All right, friends, so I'm going to keep researching. I'm going to use my bee book now, and I am going to try to learn about where honey comes from, how bees make honey. I think I see a page that's going to help me in my table of contents. Where does honey come from? Well, I'm going to go check this out. I hope that you do your research today too. Check out our Google site because I gave you a little sneak peek picture of our field trip that we're going to go on tomorrow. Have a great day, friends. Happy researching.